Hello everyone, it's Thursday. As you can see from the scene around me, I am in a cemetery, a place that I don't normally usually find myself in, but I think a scene that makes sense for this week's video. So a few weeks ago I attended a funeral for a woman at my church who passed away rather suddenly. She was very active in the church, and while I did not know her extremely well, I do remember having some conversations with her over the years. At different points during her funeral, I found myself thinking about death, something that greatly troubled me in my youth, but more recently I would argue that death is not something that really concerns me as much as it used to. Now I realize I made a video in the past listing my greatest fears, the #1 reason being death, but that's more about the way in which I would die that concerns me. You know, like, is it gonna be painful? Is it gonna be painless? Will it be through some act of violence? It's pretty much the unknown nature of how I'm going to die is what I fear. But the concept of death, the termination of life, ceasing to exist, while yes, that does frighten me, it doesn't control me. I'm not sitting around all day wondering and worrying about when it's going to happen, or finding ways to interject it into conversations with my family and friends. Now, while I'm not someone who talks or thinks about death on the regular, there are positive ways, and it is believed that people who do think about death can do it in positive ways. And honestly, that could make some logical sense. Thinking about death could give meaning to your life. By staying aware of our own mortality, we're less likely to take our lives for granted and waste time away by just doing nothing, regardless if we're 24 or 94. We could also be more intentional with our relationships, whether that's spouses or friends or family, and not take for granted the people who we truly care spending time with in our lives. Obviously, there's going to be a negative side to this, and it's actually very easy to remedy depending on the kind of person you are. Sometimes people who think about death do so in a negative way, which may be a sign of some sort of anxiety disorder, which can be easily remedied if taken seriously. The idea or fear of death should not be something that prevents you from living your life to the fullest. Now, some of you may be finding it weird to watch a video of a 27-year-old man in a cemetery making a video about death, but I truly think it is important and healthy to be aware that we are mortal beings. Well, at least our bodies are mortal. That mortality should propel us to live lives of meaning, lives of intentionality, lives that aren't wasted and mean something. Something that I'm accustomed to in my faith is praying for the dead. It's one of the spiritual works of mercy and something that I've grown to do more regularly since I moved to Toledo. We even have a special prayer that we say for the dead, which is usually said at funerals, but it can really be said anywhere. There are people who have died that I pray for virtually every day. Some of those people include my friend Bob, a student's mother who died in a car accident, my principal's mother, and another friend's father who died last May. Praying for the dead, I think, can help us draw closer to those people who can in turn help us live more intentional lives, devoted to meaningful things rather than trivial things. So while I may be here in a cemetery talking to you all about death, I would be willing to argue that this video is more about life and how death is actually a part of life, and how being aware of death can help us live a more meaningful life. If anything, death should make us love life even more and want us to not waste it. It's a gift, and we only really get one chance at it. So make it worthwhile, whether you're 24, 44, 64, heck, even 94. Use it well. That is my prayer for all of you this week and into the future. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you all later.